really a fascinating one, and it was interesting thinking about it this morning. And it comes down to this, folks. Like today is about just being really, really careful around the idea of expertise, particularly when it comes to spiritual issues. And how is it we move away from that and find a gentler way? That's just what we're going to be talking about today. So to get us started on this, I want to read the lectionary for today, and this is from John 7. And this is a conversation, somebody's having, where they're being very disparaging of Jesus. And what they say is, you do not see any of this Sanhedrin believing in him, do you? And the Sanhedrin were sort of the one of the clergy bodies at that time, or the Pharisees, which were another clergy body. Only this lot that knows nothing about the law. So his disciples, like, they know nothing. And look at all these people who know it all, and they clearly don't believe him. So obviously, they know what the right answer is. And they are lost anyways. And each went off to his own home. Folks, it is just really interesting, in religious circles, how damaging sometimes expertise can be. And I feel really super strong about that. With the spiritual life, a couple of things that I think are incredibly salient. One is, you are all an expert in your spiritual life. I think we all are. And that makes it a little different than other kinds of expertise. If I go to have brain surgery or heart surgery or fill in the blank kind of surgery, or get my car fixed, like, I want an expert who knows that thing really well. And the fact is, with the spiritual life, like, you already know a ton. I mean, it's just fascinating to watch. And when people share things, I mean, I'm always left sort of aghast by how many people know. It's sort of shocking to me in this really beautiful way. And it's like talking with a bunch of brain surgeons a lot of the time. And the pastor, what's the role of a pastor then? Well, a pastor is just somebody that's walking the journey with you, who maybe has a few good questions to ask that will help you to more understand how God is calling you in your life. And that really matters a ton. I mean, in this reading, it's obviously clear that the experts were the ones who didn't get it. Now that's critically important, because the experts didn't get it in the Christmas story, and the experts didn't get it in the Easter story. Again, I'll say it again. The experts didn't get it in the Christmas story. The experts didn't get it in the Easter story either. In the Christmas story, you have King Herod, who totally misses the boat. The people who really get it are the shepherds, which are sort of like the Joe and Jane bag of donuts of the time. And then we flip forward 30 some odd years, same dynamic. Pilate doesn't get it. The religious authorities don't get it. The people that finally get it are this band of 12 people who are sort of stumbling along their own path of faith. They're the ones who actually get it. So that's really significant, folks. And it's significant to remember that with Easter, it's the women who follow Jesus who finally get it. They're the ones who really get it at the end of the Easter story. And at this time, women were not considered experts at anything, and again, very deliberately done, as these stories were put together and Jesus lived his life. This is really important. So what does that mean? How are we then to hold and sort of leaven the idea of expertise? Well, what's fascinating to me, I was reading a piece from a piece of Swedenborgian thought today from this book, True Christianity. And Swedenborg was talking about how goodwill and faith are critical for driving us towards what is true and what is good. That's such a different view. Now, again, that's a doctrinal perspective. So anybody who's like, well, that's not doctrinal to just go goodwill and faith. Well, that's Christian New Church doctrine, actually. And that goodwill and faith, when we do that goodwill and faith, we really try to bring goodwill to life. And we really try to bring this trust that God has them and God has us and God has the world. When we do that, folks, we will be open in a way that's amazing. And it's interesting, right? Because sometimes people will get into, yeah, but if you just go by goodwill and faith, then that makes everything relative. No, it doesn't make everything relative. Not at all. Like, goodwill has some clear edges to it. I mean, we all know it when we see it, right? And we all know it when we don't see it. And what goodwill becomes, like I was thinking about this morning, it's not that goodwill all of a sudden becomes relative, like everything's relative, everything goes. It's not it at all. What it becomes is it becomes transportable or portable. Well, pick the word you most like that fits. It's that idea that when we come from goodwill and faith, that allows our faith to move into different segments in a way that's sort of a lockdown faith that's based on sort of a very legalistic approach. It can't do, cannot do. And we can't lose track of that. We can't lose track of that. We can't lose track of that. As we develop churches, and as I'm thinking here of New Church Live, like that's why we need people who are committed, because we all have to come up with this answer together. I really really do believe that. And yep, I talk a lot, etc., but hopefully, um yeah, hopefully there's an openness too, to just being able to really really listen, because boy, you folks know a lot of stuff. You know a lot of stuff. And what does that lead us to? Well, it just leads us to a gentler way. Real sort of dyed in the wool experts, frankly, are a pain to be. Religious experts, frankly, can be a real pain to be around a lot of the time. And I'm real interested in being around people who their expertise is the wisdom of tenderness, who their expertise is a gentler way, whose expertise is goodwill, whose expertise is a faithful trust that God has us on our journeys, and yeah, it can just keep on moving us forward. So that's the thought for today, folks. Like, just realize you're an expert. Realize as well that goodwill and faith, that's what's to drive your spiritual life. Don't get too caught up on legalism. It's not going to serve you or anyone else terribly well. And just allow it to open you up a little bit today to that, again, that gentler way. So that's my thought for today, friends. And what we're going to do now is we're going to do a little meditation, and then after meditation we'll do a little prayer, after the prayer a little blessing, and then we'll take a look on social media platform and say a little hello to folks. So with that, friends, let's get a little breath. Be still and know that I am God. Be still and know that I am. Be still and know that I. Be still and know that. Be still and know. Be still and be still. Be. Our Father, who art in the heavens, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, as in heaven, so upon the earth. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts, as we also forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory forever. Amen. May the Lord bless you and keep you. May the Lord make his face to shine upon you and be gracious unto you. May the Lord lift up his countenance upon you, bring you peace, bring you home. Amen. All right, dearest friends. So let's take a look at any commentary we might have. And again, I hope all you folks are doing well. And if you're joining us for the first time, just a reminder that anytime with New Church Live, you can reach out to us, and you can get a hold of me via my Facebook page or email or text, any of that. I am more than happy to have conversations with you folks. And we do have a lot of great little Easter things I'll be filling you in on in the not too distant future. So, all right, a little good morning to folks. Joy, good morning to you, my friend. Linda, good morning to you. And I see a little sunshine out here in Lancaster. It's a little on the cloudy side. Amy, good morning to you, my friend. I hope you're doing well, and give my best to your husband and your family. Patricia, great to see you joining us as well with that present heart. I love that. Susan, good morning. Happy Monday. Totally agree. Happy Monday to everyone. Have a great week ahead. Sherry, good morning to you. Still a cold one down there in Tennessee. Yeah, we woke up here this morning into the 30s. Marcus, good morning to you, buddy. Kim, yes, totally good morning to everyone as well. And Linda writes, a gentler way feels like a deep, comforting breath. Thank you. And it sure does, folks. It's like a gentler way. I mean, if faith isn't gentle and it's not kind, it's not true. What does that sound? There's a beautiful passage, in New Church thought that says, what else is a life of worship but a life of kindness? And I think that says it all right there. So wishing you all the very best, my friends. Take care. God bless. Bye-bye.